Welcome back to Cinema Through the Ages, my series where I rank the 5 most iconic movies from each decade according to ChatGPT. Today, we're moving into the 1960s, a decade that shattered the rules of traditional filmmaking. Instead of playing it safe, filmmakers challenged everything: storytelling, visuals, censorship. This shift led to the fall of the Hays Code in 1968, a censorship system that had already been crumbling throughout the decade. Its collapse paved the way for more daring, experimental films, setting the stage for the cinema we know today. According to ChatGPT, the 5 most iconic films of the 1960s are Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Strangelove, The Graduate, Psycho, and 2001: A Space Odyssey. Now let's break it down, ranking them by enjoyment, cultural influence, impact on cinema, and how well they've aged. Starting at number 5, Lawrence of Arabia. The very first shot of the desert makes it obvious why this film is so influential. The cinematography, the massive scale, all captured using a 70mm camera, created a new blueprint for epic filmmaking. It wasn't the first movie shot in 70mm, but it showed the incredible potential of the format better than anything before. Sweeping battle scenes, endless deserts, the sheer grandeur of it all. Its influence is everywhere: Dune, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and more. Directors like Spielberg, Lucas, Scorsese, and Ridley Scott have all cited it as a major inspiration. So why is it at number 5? Well, it's almost 4 hours long, and while it stays mostly engaging, that's still a lot. Plus, despite its length, not a single woman speaks in the entire movie, something that definitely doesn't sit well with modern audiences. At number 4, Dr. Strangelove. If I were ranking these based on how smart and funny they are, this would top the list. It's hilarious from start to finish, blending dark comedy with Cold War fears at a time when nuclear war felt like a real looming threat. There had been political satires before, but none this direct or brutal in exposing the absurdity of nuclear deterrence and global politics. And releasing it just 2 years after the Cuban Missile Crisis made it incredibly relevant, both as a form of release for the public and a warning to governments. It's only at number 4 because personally I enjoyed some of the other movies more, but make no mistake, its influence on dark comedy is huge. Number 3, 2001: A Space Odyssey. This movie is simply a masterpiece. Watching it feels less like watching a film and more like viewing an art installation. The special effects are unbelievable for 1968. Honestly, if you told me this was made in the 90s, I'd believe you. Its depiction of space, the silence, the loneliness makes it feel eerie, almost like a horror at times. The musical choices are iconic too. Pieces like the Blue Danube and also Sprach Zarathustra had a massive resurgence in popularity because of this film. In terms of influence, 2001 completely redefined science fiction, proving it could be philosophical, serious, and visually stunning. I've placed it at 3 because it's very abstract. Even today, people debate what it actually means, and while that's part of its beauty, it can also alienate some viewers. At number 2, The Graduate. This movie is the cultural transformation of the 1960s. It tackles controversial themes, infidelity, sexual liberation, age gaps, head-on, while also showing women as sexually active beings, not just morally pure damsels. It also perfectly captures the youth's growing dissatisfaction with the American dream. The final scene, the fading thrill after the wedding crash, is one of my favourites ever. It shows that even when we rebel against societal expectations, uncertainty still follows us.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Honestly, if The Graduate were released today, almost unchanged, it would still feel fresh and relevant. And finally, the most iconic movie of the decade, Psycho. This movie revolutionized horror. Before Psycho, films almost never killed off their main characters early. Hitchcock flipped that completely and audiences had no idea what hit them. It pushed every boundary. Sexual content, violence, even something as simple as showing a toilet flushing was a big deal back then. The famous shower scene became a masterclass in editing, music, and building tension. While Psycho wasn't the very first film to have a twist ending, its twist completely recontextualized the entire story, setting a blueprint for countless thrillers and horrors to follow. Even today, Psycho is often called the best slasher ever made, and it's easy to see why. And that's my ranking of the most iconic movies of the 1960s. Next time, we're stepping into the 1970s, often called the greatest decade in cinema history.